One-foot-flipper.
Hi, Paige here, the 1 Foot Flipper. It is 4th of July. It's about 3 in the afternoon. Kid and the wife ran to get some ice cream, so I thought it'd be a perfect time to film. I'm not actually going to post this video today because looking at my YouTube channel, this is the slowest traffic I've basically ever seen. Apparently everybody's out having fun today, but me. So I'll post it. You'll probably see this on the 5th of July. I've been keeping up with the listing. I got $610 worth of items listed yesterday. I'm hoping to get at least 300 today. Kind of still only operating at half functionality right now because I'm still spending as much time fixing things and consolidating things as I am actually listing. I have turned on channel memberships. It's got the usual channel membership emoji stuff and badges, and I've been putting in unused video, full and various little tidbits and outtakes, things I don't want to say in the public videos. That's in the members only section. If you're interested in that sort of thing, go check it out. If you're not, you don't need to get it. You're not missing any critical information by not being in there. It's just extra fun things or things that I necessarily don't want to say in public. All right, today we're going to talk about how the eBay algorithm can absolutely turn against your store, even if you thought you weren't an algorithm type of store. Now, I tend to specialize in items with exact names and that are not terribly vintage or hard to search for, so I largely don't really care about the algorithm all that much. It's not that important to me. When somebody is looking to buy this Man of War Bretonian Buccaneers, I'm betting they're searching exactly for that. So I don't care about the algorithm. But it's not always the same with that. Let's look at it, sprinkle the sales in here, shall we? Hey, I had a genius customer. They bought 10 records at once because I've got combined shipping. I'll just show them off here without bothering to name them. Fleetwood Mac, gotta mention Fleetwood Mac every time they come up. Trapeze, I guess I am gonna name them a little bit. Nas. Anybody know a Nas song? Because I don't. Post it in the comments. Stray Cats. The Lemon Pipers, that's another one. I could not name a single song, so put it in the comments. Moby Grape. And the Go-Go's. This is the one with We Got the Beat on it, so you know that's a good one. And what else I got? I got 3 wooden stamps, or actually 5 total wooden stamps, but it's 3 items to one customer for $15.27. Now, some things are going to live and die by the algorithm. Hard to search categories that people tend to browse through more than search for specific items, clothes, antiques, vintage things in general, postcards, vintage books. I think modern books are not algorithm specific, but vintage books are. Or books that people tend to buy subject can be algorithm dependent. Like, I like to look for books of science fiction short stories. I don't care which book title I'm buying, so I search for science fiction short stories. I don't search for the individual book titles. And it could be that way with other types of items. Now, vintage items with specific names, they're going to sell 2 different ways. Some people are looking for that exact item. They absolutely have to have Beavis and Butthead issue 1. It's cool, isn't it? While other ones are just gonna browse. They're not looking for a specific item. And the older the item gets, the less and less likely that somebody's actually looking for the specific item so much as general types of vintage items. Like if you've got a book from the 1930s, or silverware from the 1930s, something like that, a bowl, advertising sign, it's less likely somebody's looking for that exact item as they are just looking for things like that or things that are from that era. Thus, with that stuff, all of that gaming of the algorithm starts coming into play. That means promoted listings, item specifics, free shipping. I hate free shipping. Handling times, sell-through rate, click-through rate, all of that, all of the things that you see specifically clothing specialist sellers talking about, they also start coming into play on some of those older antique type of things and older vintage items, things like that. Sold a couple of video games. Legacy of Kain for the Dreamcast, disc only, and Phantom Menace for the PlayStation 1, $19.98 total. I also sold Death Pile Monsters. Sold one to Laura. Laura does not have a store. She did not leave a message, so thank you, Laura. And I sold another one to Nicholas. His store on eBay is Bulldog Front. There'll be a link to it down below in the comments. He said, "Hey, Paige, love the channel. You give the best advice. If you'd plug my store, that'd be awesome. Either way, happy 4th to you and your family." Hey, thanks, Nicholas. Happy 4th to you and your family as well, and to everybody watching. Your link to the store down below, so I plugged it as asked. All right. Now, a lot of sellers who items aren't selling, they think that eBay search is broken. It isn't that eBay search is broken. eBay search is not broken. It works. I do at least 100 eBay searches per day from the customer point of view just to find comp prices and to set the prices for my own listings. And I never have any problem finding the exact item I'm looking for. Most of the time, I can find the exact item I'm looking for in under a minute, even when I don't know what the thing is called. eBay search works great. I sold this brand new Norelco razor, $39.99. I think I might have put it too cheap because it sold in under a day. Indiana Jones, PlayStation 2. This has a Blockbuster Video case on it, which I'd never seen on a video game before. Don't know if that means much anything. Probably not. And I sold Men Without Hats, Folk of the 80s, Part 3. Most of the time when I go to look for a comp of an item, there's 50 of them on there, if not more. And of those 50, you know what the only ones that are ever likely to sell? The cheapest ones are likely to sell to the smart customers who actually search price lowest first, or the highest promoted ones are going to sell to the customer who searches best match and just buys the first thing they see. And the other 47 of those, 45, whatever, those items are never going to sell, and they're just going to sit there forever while they're continually replaced by items that are either cheapest or highest promoted. Because no one's scrolling past 10 cheaper items to buy the more expensive 110 items down. Or to go to page 2 of the search results and to buy the one that's 3 times the going rate. That is why those items aren't selling. Or in the case of categories without exact names of the items, or they're heavily browsed, absolutely flooded, clothes, glass, postcards, antiques, hats. You can either attract customers with good prices, or you can attract customers by paying for placement. I feel like vintage books also fall into this category. Sometimes people want a specific book, like I was talking about earlier, and other time they're searching for topics. And like I said, I search for books, vintage books, via topics fairly often. I sold this stack of Tupperware, 12 hamburger freezer keepers, with one lid, because they go into each other, so there's only one lid at the top. $24.99. Goodwill bins. Got this there at the at Angie Resells and Rural Squirrels meet up for their podcast there about a month ago. I sold this pack of Dragon Sleeve clear card sleeves for $49. And I sold this bat, this Wicked Little League bat, $8.99. I've been having a lot of luck with bats lately. I found that pretty much every bat that's not wooden, and you can still tell what it is, has somebody who wants it. Now, expecting sales when you don't have good prices and you're not paying for placement, do you really think that's realistic? Is it realistic in any way? Is it realistic at all? See, the best match system cannot show every single person's items at the top, particularly in flooded categories with items that are hard to comparison shop and don't have exact names. So what do you think they're going to show at the top? They're going to show promoted listings, and they're going to show the listings from people whose items tend to get clicked on and whose items tend to sell when they get clicked on. Why are they going to show Jim Bob's listings when everything Jim Bob has listed is twice market and he sells 3 items a month because of it? They're not. They're going to bury his listings. I sold these, so this is some sort of replacement headlighter upgrade, $6.97. I got these at the bins last summer, and they took an entire year to sell and got marked down multiple times, and I'm almost frankly sorry I bought them. I wouldn't be surprised if they're complete junk and end up getting returned. So I recently looked at somebody's store who had complained that their sales fell off a cliff on a very specific date and never recovered. Now, this person attributed that to an eBay update. But you know what? There's always an eBay update. There's the big ones that they announce sometimes, and there's the little ones that are happening every day. There's always an update. It's just more likely that that was the day that the eBay algorithm just turned on them. Now, I don't want to call this person out in any way, so I'm just going to call them Mr. Peanut Butter.
What is this, a crossover episode?
And the eBay algorithm has definitely decided to push his listings to the bottom. Now, Mr. Peanut Butter has 600 vintage books of the same topic in his store. And once again, I don't want anybody to identify this person. This person is a viewer sometimes, but they don't tend to agree with me. We don't tend to have the same ideas about eBay or to get along, but they've commented on my videos many times, so they're probably watching this. And since I don't want anybody to figure out who it is, I'm just going to say that their topic is the Louisiana Cowboy Rodeo. Now, in all reality, their topic is something totally different than that, but the important thing is that there's a specific search result that will find almost all of his items. And that same search result on its own has just over a 1-year sell-through rate, which is not bad for books at all. Now, Mr. Peanut Butter, he uses a distinctive background that's easy to pick out in search, which is why I was willing to go down the rabbit hole on his store as far as I did. And I searched his store for Louisiana Cowboy Rodeo, and 595 of his 600 books picked up on that search phrase. Now, I searched eBay for the same phrase, and 9,500 results popped up. But you know how far in the first listing from Mr. Peanut Butter shows up? It's over 600 listings in before the first one of them shows up. Now, realize, Mr. Peanut Butter personally has over 6% of the entire Louisiana Cowboy Rodeo listings on eBay. Now, if the algorithm didn't pick favorites or wasn't, sorting by who they thought would sell or who's paying for placement, then Mr. Peanut Butter would show up 3 times on every page of the search, including page 1. Instead, and I've got mine set to 60 items per page. Instead, he first shows up on page 11, doesn't show up again until page 18, and didn't start showing up regularly on every page until page 50. Despite having over 6% of the Louisiana Cowboy Rodeo listings on the website. Now, if you're a specialist in a hard-to-search category or a browsing category and your sales have died, this could be you. Now, here's the part that's not fun. The only way to fix it is to make yourself someone whose listings sell or show up better in search for other reasons. You can buy your way into it with promoted listings. Just shovel money to eBay. You could also lower your prices, give better deals to your customers, make your items sell faster, and maybe you'll raise up then. Or you could do all the other things that people say that can make the algorithm favor your store, such as free shipping, which I hate and don't recommend to anyone, same or 1-day handling time. My situation does not allow me to do that. Other people have situations where they can do it. That's up to you. Lower prices, which I always say price sells first, so something to look at. Then there's the really nitty-gritty, more photos, item specifics, etc. All this stuff is one of the reasons why I tend to favor items with specific names over browsing items or hard to search ones, just because I'm not throwing away money on promoted listings. I'm not having to go to great efforts to try to optimize my placement on eBay, because I'm selling mostly to customers who are looking for that exact item in the first place. wow, I've gone on pretty long for this one. So I guess, are you having problems like this in your store? Why don't you post it in the comments? And hey, if you told your mailman about my channel, seriously, because I have not seen your mailman down in my comments at all. I've seen my mailman in my comments, mostly thanking me that I don't actually send anything out from my own house, but I haven't seen your mailman. All right, thanks. Hope to see you again soon.